Hello guys, welcome back. Hope all are well and safe. This video is all about the important synonyms we need to have in mind while preparing for IELTS test. As we know, IELTS have various sections like listening, reading, writing and speaking. We need to have a bag full of words which are used by native speakers to score a higher band in mainly speaking and writing. Hence, make sure you watch the entire video and try to imbibe some necessary words. So for what are you guys waiting for then? Let's start our today's video. First and foremost, let's study about IELTS. IELTS is an international English language testing system, and if you are a person who want to study, work, or migrate to a country like Canada, USA, Australia, UK, you need to give this test as a preference. And the IELTS test requires a minimum age of 16 years, regardless of nationality or background. And if you ask me any passing score for this, no. Rather, it has some bands, 1.0 being the lowest to 9.0 being the highest, and we do have individual band scores for sections like listening, reading, writing and speaking. In India, it costs you around 15,500 for general as well as academic IELTS. So let's go into the main topic of today's video. Let's look into the synonyms of happy. Instead of using happy many times either in your speaking or writing test, you can go ahead and use many synonyms of happy like contented, cheerful, delighted, ecstatic or elated. For example, I was so elated that I stood first in my assignment. So this is one of the examples that I've used instead of happy. The next word in my list is excited. Excited being one of the most commonly used words in many scenarios. The most important synonyms of excited are elevated, animated, exuberant. For example, I'm extremely elevated for my new upcoming projects. The next word in my list is confused. We use this very often in our daily conversations with our friends, right? So why use only confused when we are having more words for that, like perplexed, bewildered, baffled, flummoxed or puzzled. For example, I am perplexed with the idea she have discussed yesterday. Vocabulary is a main area where we are being tested on in IELTS. So mainly the sections the vocabulary is tested are in writing and speaking. So please use different kind of vocabulary in your writing test as well as in speaking test. Going forward, we have the next word in our list is hard. Try to replace the word hard with challenging, backbreaking or burdensome. If the work is physically or mentally challenging, you could go ahead and use taxing, and again it depends upon the scenario where you are in. And the next word in our list is nervous. Instead of nervous, you can use agitated, apprehensive or anxious, fearful or tense, jittery, frightened or scared. And again, this depends upon the circumstance or the situation. Like for example, we use frightened or scared when we are in a dangerous situation. On the other hand, we use nervous or agitated when we are feeling uncomfortable with something. So try to use different kind of vocabulary in order to improve your IELTS score. And the next word in our list is interesting, which is again one of the most commonly used words in today's world. For example, the book that I read yesterday was interesting. So you can replace interesting with fascinating, intriguing, captivating, engaging or enthralling. So the book that I read yesterday was extremely fascinating. So you could sound more native when you use these kind of vocabulary in your speaking test, which also increases your IELTS band. So the next word in my list is encouraging. So the stage show happened last Friday was very encouraging. You can replace encouraging with either uplifting or energizing, striking or impressive, motivating, inspiring or supportive, moving, influencing or intimidating. Moving is used as per the situation again, because this has also a meaning of motion of some objects. And coming to influencing or intimidating, used normally to mean people or someone in a negative way, like she is very intimidating with her actions. However, it can also be used in a positive way too. So you can use these kind of vocabulary instead of using many times encouraging in your sentences. And the next word in my list is features. which is not a common word used in sentences. In fact, it is basically used in a sentence when we are asked about many features of a particular thing or an object. So then you can replace that with elements or factors, parameters, aspects, or characteristics. And the last word in the list is important. Important is also one of the most commonly used words in many scenarios. So instead of important, you can use imperative, vital, necessary, predominant, or paramount. For example, the predominant aspect in our today's video is to use different kinds of vocabulary in IELTS writing and speaking. So I believe you have learned some imperative synonyms of various words. If you want to aim for a higher band, you need to follow the right schedule. Firstly, choose which IELTS you need to give, either academics or general, and then familiarize yourself with the test timelines. After that, you need to learn about the question types asked in various sections of IELTS like listening, reading, writing and speaking, and then set some goals for yourself for a particular day, like at least spend 3 to 4 hours, and then you need to know what exactly you should do on your test day. Following the right schedule will always help you to give your exam better and score a good band. People just try to remember words, but this doesn't help them. Until and unless you try to use those in sentences, this doesn't help you. Thus, after learning a new word every day, try to frame a sentence out of it and try to converse with someone using that particular word, which you will remember forever and ever. So, I believe this helps you. Thanks for watching. See you again. Until then, bye bye.